Today we're reading some more Entitled Parents and it's going to be so fun. Going to be a wonderful and also horrifying episode and I hope you guys are excited. Let's get into it. Enjoy, guys. Sister gets offered a promotion at work that my mum turned down. Mum's feeling bitter over it. I'm not sure if this belongs here. If not, I'll repost it to the appropriate subreddit. My 27 female, mum 57 female, and sister 23 female all work the same job on a military base. All three of us are hard workers, but my mum is a very negative Nancy, and everybody at work, including the managers, know this. Doesn't take much to piss her off, but she does her job right, and she is pretty quick at it too. In all honesty, it's a wonder she got offered a promotion at all, considering her horrible attitude. When offered the promotion, however, my mum turned it down, claiming that she wouldn't be able to deal with all the stress. They accepted no for an answer and they moved on. Fast forward to now, several months after, and my sister gets offered the promotion. Not only is my sister a hard worker, but she also has a great attitude. She does her very best to see the silver lining in even the most annoying and inconvenient of situations. She has so many people impressed that everybody wants her in their department. I don't know whether my sister accepted it or not, but she called me about 20 minutes ago and told me that she told our mum about the offer, thinking that she'd be happy for her, and to warn me that she was instead in a terrible mood over my sister getting offered the promotion, and was even threatening to quit her job over it. I guess when my mum turned the offer down, she didn't really mean no. She was instead expecting them to cry and beg and get on their knees and kiss her feet and tell her they'll do anything for her if she'll just take the position. Edit to all the people telling my sister to take the promotion. I'll absolutely try talking her into it, and thank you to everyone for all the kind comments. If she doesn't take it, I'll be heartbroken because I'm very proud of her. Well, not only is that so entitled, but it's also sad. Like what? They're not even happy for them, they're just thinking about themselves. Ugh, that sucks. They sound toxic to be around. It's the exact same as the nice guys and all that other sort of stuff that we read. Like if you have an attitude like that, you're the only person holding you back. Like when you're super negative for no reason and you turn everything into an issue, you are literally stopping yourself. But yeah, not only that, it's so sad how they acted towards your sister. Yeah, that sucks. The next one is called My Dad Redistributed My Monopoly Money to My Siblings. I was winning at Monopoly when my dad, who wasn't even playing, came over and took a large chunk of my money and gave it to my brother and sister. They thanked him. This happened years ago, but it still makes me mad. I wish I'd quit the game right then, but I accepted it as typical of my dad. I don't remember whether I won in the end. Oh my god, Monopoly's annoying enough anyway, let alone stuff like this. You don't need somebody stealing your money. There's a comment here that says, man, I hate that game. My ex-husband used to make me stay up late when he was losing so he could get ahead of me. That was nearly 40 years ago. I haven't played since. And OP said, it's like the board game equivalent of a root canal. Yeah, it definitely can be. Like, of course, it's only about a Monopoly game, but I get it, OP. It's one of those situations that would definitely stick in your mind. Like, oh, wait a second. They shouldn't have done that. The next one is called My Mum Said No One Wants Me There. When I was a young child in elementary school, I was invited to a girl's birthday party, and I was so excited because I hadn't been invited to one before. When I got there, the birthday girl said, oh, why did you come? I was like, I was invited. She said, I only invited you because the teacher forced me. Oh, God. I ended up crying and sitting on the couch with the parents while the kids played in the bouncy castle. My mum had left me there. When she came back in a few hours, I was red from crying. After I told her what happened, she laughed and said, oh, that makes sense. Okay, this one is so sad. A few months later, I was invited to another kid's birthday and I got excited because he was my friend. When I told my mum, she said, you know they don't want you there. They only invited you there to be nice. A few years later, she admitted that she just didn't want to drive me. No matter what I do, I can't forget this act of cruelty. It's affected my ability to make friends. I'm currently 21 and I have no friends because of the idea that no one genuinely wants me and they're just being nice. I've only been to one birthday since. I've cried many times at my own birthday parties because nobody even showed up, only to discover that my mum didn't even send the invites so she wouldn't have to buy a big cake. My mum has since died and my dad refuses to believe that she would say this stuff to me, but I remember it in vivid detail. Oh, that's disgusting. Like the stuff that we read on here every single day is so sad, but that's on a different level. Ew, I'm so sorry, OP. The top comment says, oh, OP, that was terribly cruel of the kids and your mum. I'll never understand how a mum can hurt her own child like that. Take a deep breath, OP. You're your own person now. You can make friends on your own. I think you need a self-esteem boost. Why not try to join some clubs or groups like a book club or a church group or maybe a hiking club? There are people out there that are just waiting to be your friend. You just haven't met them yet. I'm wishing you the best that life has to offer. It's out there. You just have to grab it. The comment under that one says, your mother was selfish and cruel. It was not you. You were just a little kid going through unfortunately regular kid stuff. And she used this so she didn't have to make an effort. As another person here has said, you can find friends now. It may be a bit scary, but there are people out there who really want a good friend too. Definitely, I'm so sorry you had to deal with this, OP. The next one is called Paid a Dinner Full in Cash. Narcissistic mum was not happy. I haven't talked to my mother in years until recently due to my grandmother's death. During those times, she'd obviously gone around using my absence and me ghosting her as a sob story to get any sympathy from anybody who'd listen. Some of the relatives even believed her. Anyway, time does tell and they've grown weary of her. Hooray! She took us all to a fancy restaurant after saying goodbye to my grandma one last time. I told her I can pay for the dinner, just don't order too much. She did, as always, order way too much. She did insist that she could pay for it with her credit card. Fine. Food came, people ate, everybody was happy. The bill came too, and she just sort of fumbled around in her wallet trying to find a credit card. No one offered to pay, and I wasn't either, but I did it anyway. In front of everybody, in cash. I didn't think so much about it, but I've always been annoyed with her hanging that sort of spending over people's heads, and would always complain about credit card debts. She smiled at me sheepishly, an awkward gesture to avoid any weird vibes, and then she hurriedly gave away these foods that I paid for to people who attended the thing, without even asking me, and took the full credit for it. I didn't realize why she became such a sourpuss until later on. She was telling people that I never gave her money, that I wouldn't come to send my grandma off, and that I was an a-hole who wouldn't take care of the family. I did all those things during the trip and mother was not happy being wrong. Anyway, to both her and my surprise, people were happy to see me after years of no contact. Time does tell anyway, and actions do speak louder than words. Yeah, you can't win if you're dealing with somebody like this. The top comment says, guess it was also a goodbye dinner for narcissistic mum. Just go no contact. And then OP said, I was in no contact before all of this. I guess she thought that me coming back, again, she said to people with confidence that I would not come home to send my grandma off, meant that I forgave her and everything is good again. It isn't any good. I wasn't there for her. Yeah, and like this comment says, this one's so petty and also wholesome, in a way. Petty and wholesome. Petty because you paid and she couldn't hold it against you. Wholesome as others were happy to see you. Yeah, wow, I always have a real sense of gratitude after reading stuff like this. Maybe it's the fact that we read about horrifying sort of stuff and really awful people. Something about that makes me grateful for the people in my life. The next one is called Entitled Dad Tells His Son That He Doesn't Deserve Medical Treatment. Sadly, this is my own story from tonight. Context, I'm a high schooler who pole vaults. I currently jump about 8'6", which isn't the best. However, I have the dream to be able to vault in college, and I've been working by sprinting, jumping, and doing drills all the time, both off season and now on season, in an attempt to make this dream possible. Last night, I took a fall while vaulting, landed feet first on my mat, my knee buckled into itself in impact. This is an 8-foot drop, and I heard a pop in my knee. I decided to go to the athletic trainer since my knee and leg was in excruciating pain. The trainer said after an assessment that I fit every possible sign for an ACL tear, and I should go to an orthopedic doctor as soon as possible so I can get an MRI and then start the process of preparing for surgery and rehab, especially since I do fall sports as well as I want to do athletics in college. This is the story of what happened tonight, entitled Dad. Do you know what you did? Do you understand the significance of what is going to happen? Money doesn't grow on trees. Now the school's going to pay attention to you. You should have kept silent. Me? I know, I'm sorry. Entitled Dad. What the hell were you thinking? Even if it is an ACL injury, which it's not, you probably have a little sprain that you're exaggerating. You'll never go pro. You won't Kobe Bryant sitting on the bench for the NBA. If you have a partial or a full tear, we aren't treating it. You can deal with your consequences. About 10 seconds about the lecture. He grabbed my leg and then started screaming at me to put it to the ground. I physically couldn't, the pain was too much. And then he forcefully pushed it to the floor while I winced in pain. He then proceeded to continue shaking my leg and pushing it past my limits to get it straight. Now, about 3 hours later, the athletic trainer texted my dad details about going to a doctor on Monday morning. He told them no and that he refuses to take me to the doctor. Gotta love sickening entitled parents. Oh god, what? Yeah, this one's more than entitled. Yeah, like this comment says, ask your coach if he's a mandated reporter. If he is, tell him you need this reported. If he's not, somebody in your school is. And then your coach can be a witness to your dad denying you treatment. And then also, like this comment says, call CPS, this is neglect. He can't withhold medical care like that. Yeah, definitely. How revolting. I hope you can get out of there ASAP, OP. The next one is called I'm Taking My Mum to Court. My mum's finally pushed me too far. I, 34 female, cut contact with her back in 2021. She's always favoured my son and he became her golden child. So she started trying to use the school to see him without mine or his father's permission after I cut her out of our lives. We quickly put a stop to it by speaking with the school, and my son's father sent her a lengthy text telling her to never manipulate the school system to get our son again, or we'd be taking legal action, and he let her know that we'd spoken to the school about this, and they were very aware of our feelings. She was mostly quiet for a while after that, but I caught her following me once and I evaded her. She even travelled to another state where my son's father's family vacations almost every year during Christmas. Luckily, my son happened to not be there that year. Well, recently she started secretly volunteering volunteering at my son's 10 male elementary school. She lives over an hour away and didn't tell the school she had any familial connections since she knows we'd spoken to the school about her antics a while back. We assume that she lied about her address to get approved since she lives so far away. Anyway, she somehow snuck out of the classroom that she was volunteering in and asked another child to get my son out of the cafeteria and spent 15 minutes crying to him, telling him how unfair I've been and that she's never done anything wrong, that she has years of presents for him and he needs to come over to her house so he can have them. Worst of all, she told him not to tell anybody that she spoke with him or that he saw her. I felt like my mum was slowly calculating a way to eventually take him from the school. My son's father and I aren't together, but we immediately banded together and spoke to the school vice principal the next day and decided to file an injunction. The temporary injunction was approved within an hour of filing. I was immediately in tears. I was so relieved. Our hearing is coming up, and the closer it gets, the more I find myself questioning what I'm doing. I know I'm doing the right thing, but this situation just sucks. No one should have to protect themselves or their children from their own parent or grandparent. It's such an awful feeling. I wish she would have just respected our boundaries, but she's clearly incapable of that. I tried so hard to make her understand my boundaries before I cut contact with her. Her entitlement to my son was disgusting. She demanded seeing him, talking to him, and got very nasty and angry with me if I didn't oblige, or if I had other plans and I couldn't fit her in. She would constantly slip and call him her son. Oh no. I guess I've triggered a back in childhood me feeling helpless and scared. I feel bad that I've had to go this far. I feel terrible that she's been served. I know I shouldn't feel bad because she's probably more embarrassed and worried about how this makes her look than anything. It's probably a long shot, but if any of y'all experienced anything like this, I've never been to court. Even when my son's father and I divorced, we were able to settle it on our own. I have no idea what to expect and I'm scared. I don't want to see her. I don't want to hear her lie in court or cry and manipulate, but I know it's coming. This situation is heartbreaking. Edit, I'm trying my best to respond to each one of you, but I just have to say thank you so much for sharing your stories, for guiding me, for giving me pointers, for helping me prepare, for keeping me grounded and rooting for us. I didn't expect to receive so much amazing advice, and I'm crying tears of pure gratitude for each and every one of you. Y'all might be strangers, but I love each of you from the bottom of my heart. Just know that you've all played a major role in possibly saving my son's life, maybe even my own. Once I have an update, I'll edit this post again and let you guys know how it went. And there's an update here. Edit. Well guys, it's not over yet. The clerk at court had me fill out the wrong type of injunction. What's more frustrating is that I had the correct form filled out to begin with, but they told me it was incorrect and might get denied if I didn't fill out the right one. So of course her attorney caught that, so the case isn't over yet. The good news is the temporary injunction is still in place and the judge was so responsive to me. I wound up in a room with just her attorney right before our hearing, and of course he tried to get me to settle, letting me know ahead of time that I filled out the wrong form so it wasn't going to hold up. I refused and I told him I'll let the judge tell me that, and I wanted to proceed with the hearing. Her attorney tried to object me 4 separate times and only one of them was sustained. 3 of his objections were while I was trying to explain what my son has told me, and the judge got frustrated with him for trying to call hearsay on what a child told to me. Obviously a 10-year-old will not be called into court to testify. It was really hard going in there not knowing what to expect and going up against an attorney by myself, but the judge really listened to me and crossed his arms, staring down at my mum in pure disapproval several times as I was testifying. The judge told my mum that she has no rights and to stay away from my son and to stay away from the school, and she was served again at the end of our hearing. I essentially have to amend my paperwork and my mum will get served for a 3rd time and I'll get a redo. Now that I know what to expect, I feel so much more confident going in for a 2nd time. I'll keep you guys posted. Oh, OP, that's so wild. I can't believe the stuff that we've read today. I know it's an intense episode like every day, but it's been really intense today. The top comment says court is formal and unsettling, but you're in the right, which makes things easier. Dress well and speak well, have a script that you follow roughly, and hold your head up. You're doing the right thing for your kid. Yeah, definitely. Good job, OP. I hope there's some good wholesome memes today. Maybe we'll read extra. The next one is called My Crazy Mormon Dad Texted Me This Last Night. Copy and paste it below. If you want to ignore the gospel and teachings of Jesus Christ and the church and decide to get buying a modest clothing and listening to music and not reading your scriptures and praying, dating outside the church and acting like a typical worldly used up, oh my god, what? You know what? And continue to live as if you're a clone of Satan. I don't want you in my home. I don't care where you go. I don't care if you live on the streets. I texted you that eviction notice. I don't want you in my life. I don't need you. You need me. You've chosen the world over the gospel and you're not somebody I want to interact with. You will not get anything from us when we pass. It will go to the church. You get your sorry butt home now and throw those clothes away. You have several shorts that go above the knees. You've been raised better than this. You're 22, not 12. Act like it. Oh, that's so sad. Disgusting, really. Imagine speaking to your daughter like that. Yeah, like this comment says, you really got screwed when they were handing out parents. I hope you find your people because they're out there. Yeah, and the comment under it, shorts above the knee. me. How dare you show your ankles? He's pissed about shorts, but he can say all of that hate-filled stuff to his baby girl. Wow, ain't no love like church love. Yeah, that's so awful. A typical worldly used up you-know-what? Imagine saying that to your own child. I hope it's not real, but I feel like it is. The next one is called Karen Wants My Seat for Her Kid. Hi all. First, I'd like to say I didn't think this sort of thing would happen to me where I'm from. I'm from England, but here we are. Today I had a late appointment with the midwife and I couldn't seem to get an Uber. I was waiting for almost 20 minutes for a driver, so I decided to get the bus, but nice to know that was a mistake. Getting on the bus was normal and I sat at the front of the bus in a single seat next to the window, still panicking about being late for my appointment. That was until the next stop where a mother got on with an older kid and a younger kid. The older kid got on just fine and went to find a seat, but as the bus started moving, somebody tapped my shoulder and I looked down to see the younger kid. Can I sit here? Me. Sorry bud, it's a bit difficult for me to move right now. Why? Me. Because of my big belly. I pointed at my stomach. I got a baby. Younger kid. There's a baby hiding in your belly? Me. Yeah, but he'll be here next month. Younger kid. Oh, okay, thanks. He walks over to his mother who sat in a double seat. I sighed and I looked at the window and I began to text my friends. Then I remembered I needed to call the doctors that I was going to be late, but as I was pulling up the doctor's number, the mother began to talk to the person behind her loudly about how rude and lazy teens are and how nobody likes to be kind to kids nowadays. Now, I'm not very comfortable with confrontation. However, with all my bundled pregnancy hormones, I've been a lot better at speaking up for myself. So I sighed and I turned to her as she glared at me and loudly began, "Entitled mum, so are you gonna let my kid sit down yet?" Me. There's plenty of seats on the bus. I'm sure it can sit wherever, but I can't exactly move right now, especially while the bus is moving. Entitled mum. See what I mean? Turns to the poor guy behind her again. Lazy teens. Me. I'm not lazy. I'm heavily pregnant. Entitled mum. You're not pregnant. You just look fat to me. I was in a large hoodie, but even with that, you could tell I had a lovely belly sticking out in an impressive way. Honestly, in some tops, I look ridiculous. Me. I am pregnant. I'm also due next month, so I can't afford any accidents this late into my pregnancy. At this point, entitled mum pointed at me in disgust. Entitled mum. Kids your age shouldn't be getting pregnant. That's disgusting. Me. Not that you need to know, but I'm 24. How's that disgusting? Entitled mum. There's no way you're 24. You're way too small. Stop lying. Yeah, I am pretty short for my age. 5'4" for anybody wanting to know. At this point, I just ignored it and I called up the doctor with her complaining loudly in the background. Nothing exciting like her being kicked off the bus or anything. The bus drivers tend to keep to themselves unless a fight breaks out physically. But yeah, I spent years reading about these people but never actually seen one in person, so this was a new one for me. However, the looks isn't something I'm not used to. I get a lot of the older generation glaring at me since I've gotten bigger in my pregnancy. Now, I don't think I look young, but my sister tells me I do, and that being paired with my height probably isn't helping my case. Quick edit, I didn't mean all of the older generation. Sorry if that came across as rude. I just mean the looks I've been getting are from people quite a bit older than me. I'm sure the rest of you are lovely. Edit number 2, for things I've seen a lot in the comments, the bus was a small 23-seater bus that usually has a single seat behind the driver on a slightly raised platform, and as a quiet person who just wanted a nice trip, I kinda wanted the only single seat there. This bus didn't have marked seating for elderly or disabled or pregnant people, but did have the 3 seats you can flip up for wheelchairs and prams. Also, other than me, there was only a poor guy that she kept complaining to on there before entitled mum and her kids got on the bus, so there was plenty of seating for her and her kids. Yeah, once again, like all the stuff that we read, it's so frustrating because it's so unnecessary. This didn't need to happen. And if the other person could have relaxed and mind their own business, it wouldn't have even happened. Yeah, that's so frustrating. The last one for today is called "My mum took a picture of my ID card to prove a point to me, and now she wants me gone tomorrow for getting angry about it." My mum, 55 female, took a picture of my 22 female license when it was laying out to prove to me how quick somebody could get my information. I only leave my personal things out when it's just us, since we live together at the moment because I can't afford to live alone right now. When others come over, I put my personal things out of sight, so I don't understand why she decided to take a picture. The argument started when I heard, "Oops, sent the wrong picture," to a man that she met online from Africa. She always finds men from Africa online instead of dating men in America who she can actually see, like a normal person, but that's her business. I thought nothing of her oops until she came to show me a picture of my ID. I found that suspicious how she came to show me a picture of my ID after her accidental picture, and she told him to delete it and don't screenshot the picture. She said that my ID wasn't the picture she sent, but why did she show me my ID afterwards and told him to delete it and don't save it if it wasn't that serious? So after that I got angry, not gonna lie, because she always accidentally posts things to her Facebook and sends people pictures. I told her to delete my personal information out of her phone, and now she wants me gone by tomorrow and wants to shut my phone off. Oh no, that's awful. That was not an accident, OP. No way. Yeah, like the top comment says, lock down all of your credit tomorrow morning. Oh my god, OP even said in the comments here, she went to jail for fraud when I was 3, but she feels like I'm accusing her when I wasn't. I guess she feels like I'm judging her for her past. Oh my god, what? That's so awful. Yeah, the comment under it, big red flag there. There's never been a bigger red flag. And why do you think she feels like you're accusing her of doing it? Maybe because she feels guilty for doing it? Oh no, that's so bad. Good luck, OP. Let's read something wholesome. Me, a new YouTuber with severe social anxiety. That one subscriber who keeps on coming back and liking and commenting on my videos. Oh yeah, that's so beautiful. And you recognize the username every single time. Like, oh, hello again. Thank you for supporting me. A Wawa Wee Wah comic. He's wearing his backpack backwards. Let's tell him. Excuse me? Yeah? Oh, never mind. Oh, okay. You can turn your head like 180 or more degrees. How could I forget? The feeling of respect. Thank you. Please come again. Actually, thank you, sir. Your service was amazing. He showed me so much respect. Made my day. Yeah, that's so beautiful. And just a small thing like that definitely makes people's day. Another Wawa Wee Wah comic. A gift for you. Use it every time I'm gone. And they give them the moon. That's so cute. I'd like to believe this is what happened. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful time. And if you did and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you like and subscribe. And the comment of the day today goes to Priscilla. Angry face. How dare this be posted when I'm about to go to sleep? I'm so sorry. It wasn't personal, I promise. I hope you got some sleep, and I also hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you for the support. It means so much to me. Okay, I'm out of here. Thank you for all the support, guys. Make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And you know what I'm about to say because I say it every single day. Bye!